Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Education Academy. In this video, we're going to open about Bootstrap 5 list groups and cards. Let's move. So we have basic list groups. The most basic list group is an unordered list with list item. The first item, second item, and the third item. So to create a basic list group, use an UL element with class dot list group and the LI element with class list group items. So let's create a class around this one. First thing first, we'll come here, we'll create a div, and inside our div will come here class, which is container, and we'll give it margin top, which is 3. Then after that, inside that we'll have h2, and inside h2 we'll say basic list groups. List groups. Then after that, we'll come here, we'll have our UL, and inside our UL, what do we want? We'll give it class list group. Then we'll come to inside the UL, we'll give it li, and we'll say first item. So inside this li, we'll come here, we'll give it class list group item. Then that is all. So let's duplicate this into 3, 1, 2, yes. Then we can say the second item and the third item. So we can say the second item and the third item. So we'll say second item, and this one will say third item. So now let's check it out. So this is just a basic list group. Let's move to the next part. The next part says that we have active state. To make one active, use the dot active class to highlight the current item. So we have an example. Let's use the example that we have on ground. We already created this. Then the next thing we can do, we can just come to one of them and give it the active class. So can you see? It shows that, okay, this one is active. So the next one says that list group with linked item. The first item, second item. So to create a list group with linked item, use div instead of UL and this anchor tag instead of li. Optionally, and add the list group item action class if you want a gray background color on over. So we are going to delete this this UL, and inside it, we'll give it another div. Then inside this div, we're going to give it class list group. Then after that, we'll come here, we'll give it, they say we'll do anchor tag. Then instead of having the anchor tag, we can just give it hash. Instead of having our this thing, we can use anchor tag, and we'll say first item. Then inside this one, we'll give it, inside this anchor tag, we'll give it class, and it will be list group item action. We'll do the same for the rest of them too. Now let's duplicate this. So that is this. Then we can change this one to second and third. Then we'll change this one to third. So this one will give us, so this one should give us like a better format. Let's say using linked item groups. Now let's check it out. So can you see, using link 2 gave us something like this, and we can, if we want it to be active, we can come here, one of them, and we can give it active. No, we can come here and give it active. Then let's close it. So let's see if we'll see the same thing. So can you see, with that too, it also works. So let's move to the next part, which says disabled items. The disabled class adds a lighter text color to the disabled item, and when used on links, it will remove the over effect disabled item. Let's just one. So in this place, they've given us an example. The only thing we need to do is to add the disabled item at the back. So the way we did active here, we'll come here too, and we'll say disabled. So let's see how it will work. So can you see the disabled? This one is working, this is working, but this one has been disabled. So that's how the disabled item works. So let's move to the next one. We have flush/remove borders. Use the dot list flush class to remove some borders and rounded borders. So we have items like this. So we've been given this. We can just include the list group flush in it, in one of the first one. Let's try it out. So let's create our example. We can remove this div, and you will say UL. Inside UL, we'll have our li, and we will say first item, second item. So we'll come to our class, and we'll say list group. Then we'll say list group flush. Now we'll duplicate this. We'll come here, we'll give it class, and we'll say list group item, list group item. Yeah, so we can now duplicate this one. 1, 2, yes. So we can say second item, and we can also say third item. We can probably give it 1, but it's not needed. So this is, so now let's see how the flush works. So the flush removed all the borders, removed the border bottom and the rest of them. So that's how the flush works. Let's move to the next part. We have the horizontal list group. If you want the list item to display horizontally instead of vertically, side by side on top of each other, you can add the list group horizontal class to the list group, first, second, third. So let's try it out. To the UL, we'll add list group horizontal to it. So this is our UL. Let's remove the flush. Or we can have the flush and just say list group horizontal to it. Let's check it out. So this is it. We having an horizontal version of it. We can just say list group horizontal. Let's remove our flush away if it will give us something better. Yeah, so this is quite better. So this is it. So I think we skipped one, numbered list group. So use the list group numbered class to create list items with numbers in front of them. So let's create something like that. So come here, instead of using UL, we'll make use of OL in this part. So you can, OL means ordered list, UL means unordered list. So we can remove this horizontal and actually say list group numbered. So this actually works better. Let's see. Yes, so this is to number our list. Let's move to the next part. We've done horizontal. So the next one says contextual classes. Contextual classes can be used to add colors to list items. We have different types. So let's create our contextual classes. Let's go. So in our UL, let's change this one back to UL to avoid much work. So we'll change this one back to UL and we'll remove then we can come here to, so each of them will come here, we'll give it list group item sources. We can also give this one to list group item warning, list group item warning. We can do the same, list group item danger, list group item danger. We can have so much in it. Okay, let's create more. So if you want different colors, we'll just change the colors. So we can, in this one we can say primary. This one we can say the okay, we have danger, we have secondary, we have dark, and we have light. So we can just make use of this light. Now let's check it out. So these are different types of secondary colors that we have, contextual colors. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching this video. Please do follow us across all socials at Tech Academy. See you next time. Bye.